Yeah.
All right. So we finished 5, right? So we're on 6.
Okay.
So in the app.js, you'll want to switch to challenge 6. And then I guess I should make sure that this. Yeah. Okay, so challenge 6 in here, and then your browser should have this update parent state challenge. And if you open challenge 6.js, then. All right, so it says parent text, I need to be updated for my child. Should be updated when child button is clicked. Feel free to use any string to update the parent's current string. So essentially this state I need to be updated by my child needs to be updated when you click the button in the child component here. And it can say anything you want it to say. Right, so the parent, hit change parent value, and then this line right here will change. Go to app.js and change the number from 5 to 6.
It's just npm start to open up the browser, is that?
Yeah,
Yep.
npm start will start it.
Yeah, so
Yep.
why do I have so many errors?
Well, I don't know.
Get rid of my React. It'd be so hard to build. Erase that, erase that, erase that. Alright.
You opened up challenges, and you need to be in the folder just before that one.
Update parent state.
Go to projects, and then go down to, I think it's exercises. And yeah, open that one in code.
This one?
Yeah.
Oh.
The other one I think was where you copied the
Oh, okay.
zip folder to. Yeah, so that other thing was saying that it couldn't find a package JSON, so it didn't know what to do when it start. Okay,
So, okay, update parent state.
you changed it,
I did.
right?
Yeah.
It's a different theme again.
Oh, no, same.
Is this?
Same.
I don't remember orange.
Yes, and orange and then sand color. Blue in the ocean, green for the grass.
Yeah, but I don't remember the orange.
It's there. It's
Oh,
always
yeah.
been there.
I don't like the orange.
Oh, you don't?
No, I hate the orange.
I like citrus. See, citrus is one of my favorite things. So all these citrus colors make me very happy.
Yeah.
Okay, this is my happy place, bro.
The orange,
What's wrong with orange?
I can't tell the difference from the orange to the sand color.
Oh, okay. I can. I'm a trained eye.
Okay.
I've been watching this thing for weeks now.
Yeah.
But no, but you see how vibrant that is, though? You see how much life it makes you feel?
Super
You
nice.
just don't like the orange, huh? Okay.
Are you on the right one? Did you fix it? You get over to number 6?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm trying to understand what it wants us to do.
When you click the change parent value button, that text that I have highlighted there in the browser
Uh-huh.
needs to update to whatever you want it to be. You can change to
Gotcha.
whatever you want.
I see.
Gotcha.
So just needs to be the button in the child component. When you click the button, then the text in the parent component changes. Which that text is coming from the state
Hmm.
on line 20.
Okay, so do I need to pass anything through here? Because I'm trying, that's gonna call it, right? Sorry, is there
No, you don't need to pass anything through.
Or like,
Is your browser,
I don't need to put anything and call it on an event.
does it look like that?
Yeah.
You don't even need that handle change function, you can just pass this at the.
Yeah, you got to do that.
Here.
Which one?
Just do it.
Arrow.
Yeah, after.
No, you don't even need
Yeah,
an
you
arrow
gotta put it
function.
on 6, yeah.
You could just give it the name.
Set value. No.
Yeah.
You're crazy.
No.
Isn't that like Fiona's song?
Yeah,
Wow.
Well,
He has a lot of kids.
it's in Shrek. I don't know if it's- Is it
She's
Fiona's?
like singing to the bird and the
Yeah,
bird
yeah.
explodes.
Yep, that's
Yeah.
the song. God, you got good ears, son.
So after the guy finished installing, another dude showed up like right at the end,
Yeah.
and there was 2 trucks out in my driveway. Well, it was more in the,
Fighting for
it
attention.
was like in the street, blocking all my neighbors.
Mm.
So then they went out and stood behind the one truck and just talked. And I was
Of
like,
course.
so I just walked out and
You
I was
live-
like, all right, see you later to my whole family. And then they jumped in their trucks and left.
So you lived on Old Mill, yeah?
I live on the one before Old Mill if you're coming from Old Clowtown. But yeah, I'm in the Old Mill camp.
Oh, before or after?
So
Old Mill,
there's Old Mill
In
and
the
the
roundabout.
roundabout.
and you're after the roundabout?
I'm before Old Mill.
Oh, okay.
If
Oh,
you're
you're
coming from Clowtown.
because you know that used to be my mechanic, the one there.
Yeah, so I'm closer to Clowtown.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, because I used to deliver food down there, and I was like,
Old Mill is in my backyard.
because I was thinking, was that his kids I said hi to one day? Because I was thinking maybe it was, because I delivered food before I started.
Not if you drove down Old Mill.
Okay.
I'm on the one before it.
Okay, gotcha.
Because Old Mill's like not paved.
Gotcha.
Ours
Yeah,
is
it's not. Yeah, and you just
Yeah, and it's like straight
squeeze
down.
around there.
Ours is the next one over with
Gotcha.
like all that set of mailboxes
Yeah.
and the one in the Home Depot.
Yep, I know the one you're talking about because there was an old lady right there. I remember
His cord
there's
out.
this lady right there who I was trying to get food to. You okay there, bro? Want some space over
Sorry.
No,
But like this part.
no, just the name.
Oh, not even
Just no. Undo. The other side. Get rid of
The
the
other
side that
side?
you left. Yep.
that. I'm
Just
very
do-
mad that it did that.
Yeah. It's not gonna work. You have to do something to the child too. The child's not set up.
Not, but it will. I'm gonna get to work.
You're very close.
What am I missing?
Where's that function to find that? How does child have access to it? How do you give child access to it? Yes, where's child being rendered at? Okay, how do you give access to that function? And you're not gonna use an event value, cause it's not an input, it's just a button that you're clicking.
Oh, I thought that the click would be the event. Oops.
So the value, the buttons don't have a value. Well, they might have the text of the button might be the value.
Hmm.
You could try it and see, but it might just be undefined. Event.target would be the button. But you can just change it to any text you want. Doesn't have to be a value.
Now I'm more confused.
You ever listen to that soundtrack for the Ghost in the Shell?
Is it a good one for
like, Oh, is it- working
it?
Yeah, the anime one.
Oh, the anime one?
Oh yeah, not the movie. Very similar to,
It's Tron?
but it has more ambiance than what's the name of the movie?
Tron? Legacy?
Tron, yeah. It's like that, but more ambient. It costs $37, so I'm gonna wait to buy it.
$37.
Yeah. And they don't have it. You can't even listen to it.
What's it called? Ghost in the Shell?
Yeah, Ghost in the Shell, 2008. The artist's name is Kawhi. Japanese.
Yoko Kan something?
Nope, not that one.
This one?
Kenji. That one. No, Kenji. Yeah,
This one?
Yeah, that one. Kenji Kawhi. Yeah, that guy. Oh man, that's so great. If I would need to go to sleep at night, I'll put that on.
This one?
Yeah, that's the one. Goes hack. The opening, the chant was kind of trippy. A lot of people freak out about the chant. You know that chant.
Are we defining a function like within a child? Or do we need a function for this?
No, you don't have to have a function in child. You could have a handle click that calls whatever, but yeah, you don't necessarily need to make any other functions. So in fact, you could do it all with just one anonymous function.
Right.
What do you mean anonymous?
Anonymous, like one arrow function that's anonymous, it's not named, just on the on click.
I can't.
Next.
What's next?
I don't like that one.
Yeah, so that's kind of trippy. That's the first song. Yeah, I like the chant, but a lot of people don't. A lot of people freak out by it.
Where did it
Go to
just
the next
go?
song.
I did. I'm messing things up here. What's happening? How did I get back?
It's playing, it's just not here.
Yeah, that's just how you gotta turn this up.
I'm muttering over there, friend.
That's what I do best.
I always think of my grandma when I hear that. What do we do?
Tackle drums, huh?
I think of my grandma.
I'm so close. I'm getting, I have the information in my brain to figure this out, but it's just not there yet.
I guess I don't know what to do without the event.
With what?
I don't know what to do without the event.
You just give it a string. You can say whatever you want it to say. You're overthinking it. You just need to change it to any text you want. So I had him install it though in the middle of my house instead of on one end.
Yeah.
And now I can work in my bedroom and I can move my desk back in there. Yes.
Isn't that something how you have to get used to, like, not being connected all the way around?
Yeah. Now
I used
I
to work in the
will
corner
be.
of my living room, in the corner.
Yeah.
After school, I had to work from
I
the
was-
corner of my living room.
I had to work out in our lanai because it's the only place that I could have quiet
Oh, okay.
unless the dogs are barking.
Oh, okay.
Because all the dogs in that neighborhood, you probably know.
Yes, I do.
You drive down that road and then all of a sudden all the dogs freak out.
I I remember going to the baby food, and the dog came and met me out to one of them.
Yeah. So the little white dog that's in the backyard that's yipping, that's mine.
That's you?
That's my dog. The little white one.
The white dog, okay. I give a doggy biscuit if I see him.
Yeah.
But
Do you still do the delivery?
no, I don't. But if I drive by and I hear him, I'm definitely gonna give him a doggy biscuit.
You're just gonna have them in your pockets.
Yeah, because I have a lot of dogs at home.
All the doggy biscuits. He just
Yeah.
carries them. He's probably got some
You
with him
eat
right
beef
now.
jerky.
You need one?
Beef jerky. Beef jerky is a really good doggy.
Alani,
They love beef jerky.
Alani gave me a box of cat food.
Where's all the snacks?
She tried to call that out to me today. During the
I ate all this food.
I didn't eat dinner and I thought it's okay, Christian will have
I
snacks.
have carrots
That's
and
exactly
hummus.
what I did.
Listen, I have carrots and hummus.
It's
I
not,
have,
it's not a snack, that's health food.
I have avocados. And
This
for the
one?
person who wants dinner, there's a little bit of peanut butter curry left. That's pretty much it.
Peanut butter curry with truffle.
Yes!
What
Oh,
is
it's
that?
so broken from the airplane.
Oh, yeah.
Brownie brittle.
It's like crumbs though. It's like crummy brittle. Or brownie crumbs. Didn't somebody buy this one day?
No,
Is this-
somewhere?
Did somebody not bring this one in?
I don't remember.
No, it was the berry one.
Oh, they want that.
Acai berry things?
No.
Chocolate covered berries?
Yeah, it was chocolate covered, but it wasn't acai. What was it?
Or chocolate covered blueberries?
Was it blueberries?
You want that brown?
Or it was raspberries.
That's what that was. Acai.
Yeah, I had chocolate covered almonds.
The ones you brought were raspberry, I thought.
No, they were
No,
blue.
they were the blue
They were
kind.
Blueberries.
Blueberries.
I said blueberries.
No, you said acai.
I said acai and I said, I'm
That's
not
not
blueberry.
blueberry.
And you're like, no.
No, it wasn't
We're
acai.
recording, so we can go back.
I'll still eat it.
Doesn't matter, right?
Confident in your
This one actually belonged to the guy that sat in front of me. He dropped it and I fell into my seat. And then I waited for him to try and find it and he didn't look, and so I just kept it.
Free game. Free.
It hit me in the feet.
It's just like worth the $500 ticket.
I was like, I'm keeping that. All right, it's 6:56. At 7 o'clock, I will solve this one
Can
in 4 minutes.
we collaboratively try to solve it?
Do you like it? This is my song.
I don't care.
All right.
Just don't look it up online.
Okay, so you don't need to edit.
Well,
This is the song every time I hear it.
can,
In the order of things.
Travis, do you want to come over?
Can I come over?
We're gonna go away from AJ.
Terrible.
But like, where should we go?
Terrible, Travis.
Huh? Oh, this. Thank you. Is this yours?
Student. See? All right.
Actually, I just want to throw that away.
All right.
Oh, wait.
So I'm asking to set value through trial, and then have an on-click function.
Yes.
How can you use that value when it's in parent data?
I think that's where I'm wrong,
Okay.
because it's not working.
Yeah, I have that. That's why the order of things is something.
Yeah.
You need how we can-
Can you just put it?
Okay, now are you sweet?
Oops.
Isn't that against the rules?
I don't know.
These are not good anymore.
Yeah, they're really long. Yeah, they're not, they're overrated.
I didn't do that.
The brownie brittle or what?
No, when they get over, they're still.
No, the brownie brittle was fine. It was, I found some Easter candy in there.
What?
Right?
That was bad.
What are you doing?
Hi.
Hi.
You see this?
I don't know, yeah, how did you see that? Did you
At
see
least
it?
make it a string woman.
I know, that's why.
That's
Oh, there you go. My guys is
Well, I was made it here. I don't even remember. I know. Oh my god. I was trying to set
So
something.
you state really messes me up, man.
But I'm already going off of information that's not working for me. Previously.
I will say you don't need either of those.
Okay.
Oh, I think I get it now.
Okay, so.
You need that. Oh, no, no, never mind. Yours doesn't work, Christian?
No.
Scroll.
I'm kind of assuming we don't need to use
Okay.
the state.
So,
It's something to do with
I
this.
wasn't trying to.
No?
No, that's right.
That's right.
Yeah.
This part.
Okay, we got that. That's
Yeah, I
good.
see, I see it
Literally
here.
whatever.
This?
Why is it? Couldn't type anything in quotes.
You're so close.
it hurts.
Is it set value equals set value? Or value equals set value? Or I did that.
Well, that's what I had. That's something here.
What is happening in this music?
It's
Stressful, I'll
crazy,
tell you
man.
that.
I don't know. It's
Like,
just,
throwing my needle in right now, nervous system, all of it.
it's a really insane. These guys being
I
chased
feel like
by.
I'm like a weird,
I
like,
forgot about
house
it.
right now.
You should see the scene that I said. It's like in the middle of how those stat departments
It's
of stat
so
departments.
Yeah.
Set value in a child?
Yeah.
That's so smart.
He is.
AJ said I'm so close that it's painful.
It was painful.
It was painful.
Yeah,
Okay,
you
not
got real
close
close.
anymore.
And then you, and then you're.
Well, I did this here, and then that wasn't the thing that was painful for you?
Yes. You notice how it turned red?
Yeah, I did notice I turned red. Thank
It was
you.
awful. 7 o'clock. Alright, turn off this music.
You want to put you to sleep?
It's not gonna put me to sleep. It's
Doesn't drive you crazy?
I can't.
Yeah.
I don't think I can work to that. I'll have to try some other stuff. All right, ready?
Just do the child one first.
All right, so up in child, we accept a prop. We can call this anything we want. I'm gonna call it handle click because that's what I would prefer it to be called because it's gonna be my on click function. Okay, you call it set value. That's totally fine too. And then down here in child, I need to pass whatever my prop is called is what the attribute name needs to be. So in my case, it's handle click, and I need it to call set value. Okay. But what I need it to do here, instead of just calling handle click, it needs to pass it a string. So I'm going to create an arrow function, and I'm going to pass it. This is where I change the string.
I was so close.
Okay, and then click the button, and bam. Yeah. So all you needed to do was do set value equals set value. You had it like handle click equals set value, but then you called it set value here instead of
Yeah.
handle click.
Yeah.
I'm having an error.
You're having an error?
Okay.
wish we were having snacks. You got it?
I had snacks
You'll
and
get
then
like
I
carrots and
gave
hummus.
this
I
to.
don't want carrots and hummus.
Well, it's what you're gonna get. We're gonna get nothing.
Want any carrots and
Quit
hummus?
complaining.
I want a dark chocolate
I know,
or
I have so many treats.
Good job, welcome out, man. Snacks filled us today.
I'm actually real surprised that I have a lot.
And Tyler.
Bags.
I do, that's what I
Tyler.
like. You there.
Yeah, we filled today.
You got it,
No, why am I so slow? That's a question I'm trying to figure out.
bad you have to be to get it and not even know that you got it?
That doesn't sound like it would be something bad.
It's bad. It's like you may as well not have gotten it at all.
If you can push the code, it works. Totally fine. You thought you'd bring us gross snacks.
Well, I did just that just now.
Only because I felt bad for you. Outside holding carrots and hummus. All by yourself.
Like a weirdo.
Yeah.
I'm
Am I
gonna
late for the party?
delicious.
Am I late? Am I late for the party?
Alright, so if you have it, then go to AppJS and switch it to number 7 and open number 7, read the challenge, and get one. What kind of hummus is this?
Yeah, I've never had Terra hummus. It's pretty exactly what I thought Terra hummus would be.
Does it taste like boy?
A little bit.
So it has garlic and vegetable stock,
Ooh, yum.
sesame oil, and lemon juice.
Yeah, what about
I don't know, try it.
but
Because I want ridiculously angry.
You see,
And I don't mind.
I'm a cool man.
Oh, how you continue that much now?
Despite all your shit talking.
No, that's not a big fan.
Okay,
Don't push it, AJ.
number 6. Number 7. You know.
Alright, we're moving on.
You know, old, okay?
Switch them to number 7.
The old brain works slowly.
my brain or bottom.
I'm still all seats in my brain.
Alright. Show entire child component content inside parent component. Only add code on parent component below. So the only place that you need to add code or change code is in lines 13 through 19. Everything else is done for you.
So it just is supposed to.
Should show,
Right below it?
yeah, inside the parent component should show the child.
Okay.
You got it already?
I think.
Is it showing it?
Yeah. I don't know if I did it right.
Let me see. I'll give you a hint. If you use the word child inside of it, then you did it wrong.
Oh. But it's showing.
It is showing it incorrectly.
It's showing incorrectly. How is it supposed to show?
Well,
Because it's showing.
right, but if child wasn't part of that file, then it wouldn't work. Does that make sense?
I think so.
It should be coming through props. I'll give you that hint.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Should be showing the promise.
Use the word child if you want.
This is how hungry I am.
Yeah.
I want to watch you square.
Oh, wait, this one is not.
I think it's the sesame oil.
You don't like it?
I like it, it's just, it's weird.
Don't think this is. I have no idea how many this is.
One thing to notice is in the function C7, child is being passed into parent as a prop.
Right.
Oh,
So,
Wait,
so,
C7.
yeah.
On line 24, child is being passed to parent as a prop.
Right.
So you just need to accept that prop and show it in the parent component.
Right. Right.
The question is, what is that prop named?
That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm stuck here, cause I get that concept.
Is that a towel? Is there a towel in the parking lot? Yeah, someone needed to drive the parking lot.
Our
Apparently
child is
so.
starting to look very, very weird.
Shield, that's frozen.
It's giving me,
Shoes.
yes, also it's very close to what you need.
I know it's not. It says no. It's telling me no right now. See?
It is?
It's a different color. It says no.
Oh, that's fine.
That was fine?
It was the right color. It shouldn't be named though.
It shouldn't be child.
Shouldn't be a child. Well, I mean, it has child in it.
Oh. I really hope it's not that. No, it's not.
It's not what? No, it's not that. I'll give you 2 more minutes. One more minute. That's 7:11. I will show you the answer to this one.
I'm sure it's 7-11.
What's one way that you could see all the props that are coming in to the parent? How could you debug this?
One way that you can see all the props coming into the parent.
Yes.
Console log C7.
Oh, okay, maybe I need to do.
Thanks for that.
Oh,
No, open the object. Object is just telling you
Well, this is like object.
the object. I got it. There's only one prop being passed in.
Where does that come from?
It's automatic. Whenever you put anything in between the opening and closing tag of a component, it's passed in on that name. Okay, so if I console log props and I go look at my console, what do I see?
Children.
Object, of course. Okay, the only prop coming in is children. Okay, whenever you put something in between an opening and closing like this, then it gets put into the props as children. Okay, so it's automatically called children. So I can get rid of this, destructure here, do children, and then here, do children, and that's it. So here and there.
All right.
Right, I did that with child.
I tried to do it inside the H3.
Oh, you're close.
Inside, you could do it inside the H3 if you wanted to.
No, like, I
Just
did
put the word child.
children equal.
this is children.
Okay. So, but yeah, putting this like this is the same as adding a children prop here and then putting child inside of it there. So this will do the same thing. Okay? But just know if you throw something in like this, it's always going to be called children. Okay? All right. Let's go to number 8.
Number 8.
Number 8. Number 6 should have given you some ideas around how to do your to-do app, yeah?
When you did it.
Yes.
Okay. I'm still working on the loop. Good thing is, I started on it today and I have a lot of code.
Nice.
And it wasn't really broken, it was just, yeah. I'll take a look at it
Let's do it.
sometime, yeah.
All right, so in this one, you have the first and second input. So once you put numbers in the first and second input and then hit the button, then it should add them together and show it next to total. What?
I thought I saw something called, I guess maybe not, but I cornered my eye, I thought I see.
Probably a gecko.
Oh, no, that'd be great. That's better.
So
Okay.
silver when it poops on you.
Okay, so challenge, make this app work like a calculator. Add two numbers.
So you shouldn't need to add any new constants. You should just be able to use those 3 pieces of state to do all of this.
Okay.
Let me just use mine. This is how the pressure should restart the seat. I'm very close. I'm just getting returned object. So I have to kind of figure out what that is.
Should I give you a hint?
No.
Nope.
I'll take your
Done. I've given you a hint.
Oh,
Okay, yeah.
oh, well, there, well, see, that's a good one.
You're welcome.
That's a good hint there.
There should be a.
Yeah.
Another big hint. Really nice hint there.
You're welcome.
No, thank you.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
They were close. Muppets.
Does it say yep?
Something.
Muppets.
No, he's talking about, yeah, she's talking about the little,
Oh.
Petey? Is that what?
Yeah, that sounds nice.
The dinosaur? The little tiny dinosaur in Land Before Time?
Oh, I gotta try and taste that. I'm gonna try.
Little tiny dinosaur?
There it is.
It's like Petey.
Yeah.
Is that what the name of the dinosaur is? Now I have to look it up.
I know, Dragon
Land
King.
Before Time.
I'm sorry, but I did waste some of your hummus. but
Yeah,
go
oh,
ahead.
Pete.
I've never seen
I-
that before time, that was the thing.
It's Ducky.
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 I was thinking Petrie,
Oh,
but
Petrie.
Ducky is the one that says it.
Petri dish.
Can you play the audio?
I think so. He just repeats everything, doesn't he? Over and over.
Maybe.
That's why I
This
think
one
Pete.
sounded cute.
She cried, man.
Maybe you cannot talk yet, huh? Huh? Don't you know anything? Mom is still talking. Whatever. Me? I'm a long neck too, see? I have a long tail like you. All right. I'm not a long neck. I'm a big mouth. But I am all alone. I lost my family in a big earthquake. Oh, yes. I do. All right, come on.
Yep. What are you, 5 more minutes?
5 more minutes.
You need 5 more minutes, or?
I'm getting returned an array that, or like, not an array, but straight brackets. Like, just say object, 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 object. Like object, 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 object. And that's from me adding two objects together.
Yes,
That's so dumb.
that's correct.
I am so dumb.
You're currently adding 2 objects together.
So,
So if I was,
should it just be number 1 and number 2? At least it's not array anymore.
look, I got it too.
Yeah, so that's what I deleted the bracket there. But now that I'm doing number 1 and number 2 there, it's returning not valid.
Not valid.
Like NaN.
I'm looking at the, are we supposed to change the new states into like strings or numbers? Just leave it blank?
What?
I tried to change it into a string.
You don't need to change the use states at all.
Okay, you just leave it blank.
Yep.
Do I need to pass numbers 1 and 2 through C int?
What? No.
No, I'm sorry. I was
No.
thinking
But you were right.
You don't need to you don't need to pass anything. C8 doesn't accept any props.
No, fun, fun, fun.
But the one that you would could go first, but goes in shell. It's not like that on the outside. It's actually text. So
This one?
I think it's that one. Well, not not. It was the Yoko.
Oh,
Yeah, not that one. The first one that you saw. That one, actually, I really like that one too because I had more of the upbeat. Not the,
This one?
I think it was that one. No, not that one. It wasn't that one. That one's actually metal.
I love metal.
You love metal.
No, that's not true.
Yeah, that's not it.
Is it this one? This is the movie, right? Or
No, that's the same one you just listened to.
it is?
Yeah.
No, it's not.
If you didn't like the channel.
This is a different one.
Well, it's mixed. It's a mix, I think.
Oh. This one?
Let me see. Okay, click on that one. Sure, it's not. I have to-
No, this
I
is
have to
like
look it
a-
up.
That's artists.
Where's my? Okay, let me go on my Amazon. I was closer.
Is that number 1 and number 2? Wasn't being volume using it?
I wonder if it's this one.
I've been using it here. But I shouldn't be using it on something. I should be using it on something else. That would make me
You guys ready?
yeah, I guess.
Oh, wait a minute.
Yeah?
I'm ready.
Oh,
Yeah.
one minute.
Yeah, yeah. Where are you at as far as you have all this, yeah? So what do you have that I don't have?
I have, on the inputs, I have an on change.
It's a good idea. I can do that.
Set number 1, set number 2.
Oh, you can launch.
But even then, I'm getting object and object back, which means that I'm just one object.
See, oh, okay, so you don't add anything. Oh, see, oh, I didn't think of that, damn it, on change.
It needs to be an event. Because the event is the button click.
Oh, that's a pretty input.
One plus two equals 12.
Not what we need, not, I don't know. Me.
Oh, because it's
Wait, wait.
concatenating it. So you have to like de-stringify it.
Kind of. Yeah. You just have to change it to a number, which we can do by just putting pluses in front of the numbers here. Or you could do it here and say plus there. So it goes in as a number.
Plus number 1 plus number 2.
And the plus in front of the number 1 and the number 2
Changes it from a string to a number.
in what? In React or in JavaScript?
JavaScript. Yeah.
I'm still getting an
Okay, go down to your set total. Try again.
Plus number 1 plus number 2 and then
just need a refresh. Cool.
Yeah. Because when you type in an input, it's going to be a string, right?
Yeah.
Even though it's a number input, it's going to give you a string every time. So you have to convert it to a number if you're gonna do maths with it.
So you did plus
Yeah, just put pluses in front of the.
in front of the number, huh? This looks wrong. That's awesome.
Yep,
I've never seen anything like
we've done it before.
that.
I think we
We've
did
done plus,
that.
But then a plus plus.
Yeah, I think we did that in our,
Say what number, guys, because I don't remember.
we did it in our calculator that we
No.
built.
Okay. Oh, how long
So-
ago was that?
I don't know,
Long time.
a lifetime ago.
Okay.
The other place you could have done it was just put it here,
Oh, okay.
right?
And put it in advance.
Yep. And then when you go 12 plus 30,
Oh,
Uh,
wow.
still works.
Pretty nice.
Okay, everybody got it?
Right about it, not a number. They have wrong. What is wrong? I don't see anything wrong.
I don't see anything wrong. Go back and just refresh it, make sure.
Okay. Go back and refresh. Oh, okay. Let's try it again.
There you go.
There we go.
Just had it refreshed. All right, let's go to number 9. Oh, seems like we've seen one of these before.
Yep.
So create a counter. Pressing the increment button should increase the counter by 1. Pressing the decrement button should decrease the counter count by 1. Denise is at Target. I told her to buy me some chocolate and bring it here.
She's at Target before I go to Target.
Don't you usually go before class?
Yeah.
And that's why we're hungry.
But sometimes I go after, and I've ran into her twice at Target.
Definitely not after though.
Yeah, after.
No.
I think so.
9 o'clock at night. She would be at Target.
There was one time she was with friends, and then I don't know if she was with friends another time.
She was with friends?
Yeah.
What friends?
I don't know.
What they look like?
2 women. I do not remember them distinctly. It was not introduced nor.
Oh, you know what? I think they were from our church.
Yeah.
I think it was. Yes, I think that. Well, she's there alone right now, so she definitely won't be there after class because our kids will be too scared at home alone for that long in the dark.
The dog.
Stupid. Hey. Like cricket, it goes down. Cricket goes up.
perfect, man. Because writing's for suckers.
Yeah, that's great. I'll take it.
Look at me. I do better when I write now.
For sure.
Yeah. I'm better when I write. But of course, in my home purpose is what happens when I write things down.
Scratch it out.
No, the kids. My 1-year-old sees something I wrote and she wants to be like daddy, so she'll write on top of it.
Yes.
See,
It's perfect.
that's what they do.
I see. Ah, yes, very nice.
My babies. Y'all be like daddy when I grow up. I'm gonna do Cody.
I'll show you what I was talking about. You know the Seinfeld episode where he writes the thing at night? Can't figure out what it is, and he's asking everybody. Do you remember that
I
episode?
do remember
It's
that.
the episode that they go to the holistic healer,
Yep.
and he shows it to that guy, and he's like, "Oh yes, very nice."
It's Seinfeld, man. Nothing quite like it ever.
You're drinking too much dairy.
You're right. Yeah.
That's what he says to Jerry.
Thought you talked to him. I don't remember that.
Holistic healing.
Yeah, you're drinking too much dairy, and then Kramer goes, "I'm off dairy," or no, it's cold showers is what, or warm showers.
Just watching you eat avocados, man. You should have shows on YouTube or something. Just you eating avocados. You see people doing that these days now.
Avocados
Just eating food, like, that's a thing. People
on YouTube?
Like, this is supposed to be calming.
Just
There's
like-
one girl who's like, she has a thing
Isn't-
people watch her eat food. Like,
Oh, yeah.
yeah, you seen that? Yeah, it's crazy. So he should just.
Does she eat food like super exotically?
Yeah, it's just the way she eats it. It looks so delicious. It's just, I don't think that's what it is because she just the
But
way she.
I did get
People, I don't know why do people want to see other people eat? We're really bored, aren't we?
Yes. I'd watch somebody pressure wash a driveway all day though.
Ooh, I could do that.
That's cool.
I don't want to actually. I don't actually want to pressure wash my driveway.
But you
Just
wanna
watch
see
somebody
somebody
else
do
do
That's
it.
good enough.
Yeah, just watch somebody else.
Just go fish away. Oh, that's cool. I never thought of that.
One time I pressure washed and I wrote aloha in
I
the
think
ground.
mine's is super weird
It
though.
was pretty cool.
Watching people burst their zits.
Oh yeah.
Denise likes that.
I can't. I won't allow myself
If
because
I
I
see
get
somebody-
too into. It's
Yeah.
like, why am I doing this? I get really weirded out with myself.
Yeah. I just,
But I
it's satisfying to
understand.
watch
What's
when-
that? I
yeah.
get it.
Just, oh, what I feel it. I remember
Yeah.
that feeling because I don't have those anymore.
And
'Cause
then-
I'm too old.
And
so-
then Dr. Pimple Popper came on, and I was like, okay, this is an actual thing. Really, just stop.
Yeah, Denise
remember
is an
that back in the
esthetician,
Puppy Mile.
so
Oh,
she
yeah.
likes to watch
Okay.
Dr. Pimple Popper.
There's a person in the chicken.
What? You don't?
You know about it. Now I do know, so I will be checking it out.
How
It
did you
takes
not
it
know?
to the next level, man.
I'm on it. I've seen all kind of stuff that I've seen, yeah, all kind of things.
You're like that?
Like the one kind of person that went in and pulled this bugs out of people's ears.
Oh, I've never.
You saw that?
No,
It was
I've
like-
never. I've heard
it was
about
like
it.
a cockroach that big.
It's one of those things like if
That's
you train on
different.
it, it's gonna be like a train wreck. Like,
But if I watch it, I can't stop watching.
Yes.
If I see somebody pulling the thing out of the air,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, so I get it. I'm pretty terrible. Yeah, finish.
Uh-oh. Okay.
That's how my wife got me though. She used to clean my ears.
Oh,
Yeah,
my
because
sister.
she does that to her whole family, and whenever she came around, she
My
would
sister does
lay me down and just
Yeah.
clean my ears. I'm like, wow. It's like, you got me.
Everyone should just.
But she hasn't done, she
I
hasn't done
will
it.
not.
She hasn't
let
done it in
her do
15 years.
But her doing that scarred my daughter.
Yeah.
I can't clean my daughter's ears now because we used to live with her, so
Yeah.
she would be like, oh yeah, you're perfect.
Yeah.
Now my youngest is like freaked out with it.
Oh, really?
Cause she'll go with it. My sister
Yeah.
likes to do the her family, the tweezers and
Yeah,
everything.
everything, yeah. She was
My
like,
youngest
my wife
is
used to have
now-
the light and everything.
Yeah.
Like, what?
And cleaning ears, yeah. And I showed you, like, I told she hasn't done it like 15 years, but at first she would do it every week.
Mm.
And I didn't have that much wax build up, but she still had to do it. And it was like this thing. And now I'm like, you did their ears, I don't want to do mine anymore. She's
Yeah.
like, I'm like, oh, okay.
Aw,
That's just part of it, yeah.
It was so
It was
romantic.
so romantic. I have pictures of it, they were in Japan, I just took a picture of her cleaning my
Oh,
ears.
you know what? My boyfriend, who is Japanese, has actual Japanese ear pickers.
And
I
how-
just had that
what is
thought in my head.
What is that? What does
It-
that look like?
So it's just bamboo and it just has a little, tiny.
Yeah,
hook.
she has the same, the little hook, it's
I
almost
just
like
remembered,
crochet, like
'cause when I,
crochet
yeah,
needle.
when I seen it, I was like, oh my
Yeah,
god.
hers is bamboo too, and it's red.
And then it has a little guy.
And it has a little, she has a little, sheath, what do they call it? Like a little sheath that it goes in, like a little.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. So that is one of the first things I seen
Yeah.
ever was one of those.
So I'm like,
actual-
how come no more, huh?
How come no more?
How come no more?
Are we moving on to 10?
I try to do it.
Did you finish 9?
No.
Everybody's done?
I took one piece from Christian, but
What'd you take?
I forgot this part, so I thought it was. Buying, I just did this for elsewhere.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry,
so
I said
you can go
mine.
up there, it's just written.
Yeah.
Dope. You doing alright?
On to.
Eventually.
This avocado tastes weird.
Does it taste like avocado?
Yeah, but then there's like a weird like fishy taste to it.
Ooh, fishy avocado.
Like very slight, but like
Give me those.
Greasy. Slimy, like a fish.
It's probably the aftertaste of your hummus.
I don't think that's
It's
it.
a mix. It's a mix of the hummus and the avocado.
Yeah, I know.
It's a hummy taste, really.
It looks perfect.
Yeah, I agree. Maybe it's on a spoon.
That's so
Oh,
gross.
no.
Oh, no.
That looks so.
I hope you rinse.
No, he did, he just took it out.
Do you? So I think
He
this
thinks
is a
that
local
was a
thing.
lot.
Because the cockroaches will always be in your house no matter
Yes.
what. Always wash your utensils.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
that's something, yeah, I get
Well, that's an Afro-American thing too, because
Do
we
you,
get a lot of.
do you do that in
customers
the
who
mainland?
don't
Do people do that in the mainland?
No, usually when we put things in
That's-
the drawer, it's safe.
No.
No, we put them in the drawer, we
Yeah,
take them
I-
out and wipe them because all the little cockroaches all over
Yeah.
growing up, yeah.
Yeah.
We don't put nothing directly in them.
You don't put them in the door.
If it's in a closed area, we clean it up, yeah.
That's a cockroach's home. It's in a closed area.
The drawer is just a place for the cockroaches to dwell. When they try to get the food that's left on the spoon,
Is it like pesto?
they do. I mean, I see.
You're putting pesto
You
in
ever
the
see
avocado?
the cockroach poop inside
Is that
the
pesto?
It's the pesto?
We're actually, because we had like little beads of cockroach
No.
poop and
Well, the
collected,
little,
yeah.
little ticks, just a little girl.
Like in the drawer.
She finished?
I think so. I asked. She
Yeah.
said yeah.
Okay, so
Show me what's up.
Oh.
count, set count, count, and then oops.
Well, that's avocado.
Yeah, homemade.
On click equals
Try that side.
set. Oh, let's do this. Set count.
Yeah, I'm not really-
What you got?
What you guys got?
Yeah, basically.
Well, basically, I mean, it's not quite as smart.
Well,
No. No.
I don't have C.
Oh, yeah, I just have it.
You could just
in a
have.
different way.
You could just have this.
Oh, yours is just extremely, yeah, that's what I have.
Yeah, it's the same. I'm just using the other way. I was just using the callback.
Come on, okay. Coffee can go on. Oh, coffee. Coffee.
Bum, 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 bum.
Go for it. I have coffee.
There you go. You guys. Two peas in the pot over there.
A whole pot of them.
Yeah, you guys are all. So,
How much child's toy? I think each one sends a little peapod.
My friend has keys and I cannot have the rest of them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yo,
yeah.
we still got
Yo,
that people out?
get your Abercrombie kitchen, how's it doing? This guy, man, he said he found one.
Yeah, it's gonna take
Worried
us
about
a
you.
while.
Worried about it.
Oh, you had to race it.
It would be awesome.
Oh, gosh, yeah.
All right, number 10.
Number 10.
Number 10.
Oh no.
All right, so number 10, given the URL above, which is this on line 3, make this app fetch data and display them in the browser. Notice it says on line 27, no need to touch code below. Hint, small hint, use effect and fetch API.
What are you doing, Gary?
What are you doing?
Yeah, I definitely want to make them SpongeBob.
Water?
Water.
Like any like water.
Well, just
Yeah,
not
that's
voice,
it.
yeah. Yeah.
I need it. I literally walked into the building today listening to a SpongeBob rap.
What is
It was like someone took a bunch of audio clips from SpongeBob and Squidward, and then they put it to like auto-tuned it, and then wrote a rap for it. And it's like SpongeBob and Squidward are both like kind of being gangsters. It's hilarious.
I know, there's a SpongeBob part in that rap song right now,
Yeah.
but
Wasn't there like a Krabby Patch formula rap?
There was like ravioli, give me formula.
There was like a, I don't know if it was in the show, but it was a big rap where it like listed all, I feel like it was in the show. I don't know.
Is this it?
That sounds amazing.
What else is playing?
I don't know, it sounds terrible though.
The
Oh,
static.
my Spotify, which was on a song from like the 70s. Nah,
That's the one.
that's definitely not it.
It was, I'm pretty sure it was like a rap, but like a Krabby Patty rap or something.
I'm gonna start working 14 more
14 more
hours.
hours per
That's
week?
my already 76. Because we're minus 100 in our budget. So somebody's gotta make up the difference. And that's me.
Good idea.
So now I'm just gonna pick up extra shift work Monday mornings. But that Monday morning is at my new job, so that gives me 6 hours more cooking.
Nice.
So that's a good side of it.
Did you sit in a room like and watch
I
cameras or
sit in a
something?
room. No, they're throughout the house. It's just one little house, and my room, my office is a bedroom. So there's a living room. This has its own living room and it has its own bathroom.
It's an old folks home?
No, it's just for mental health patients.
It's
So
in
they have their own
the-
individual bedrooms. Like there's like 2 rooms over here, 2 rooms over here. But my office is here, so I just kind of go out, every hour or so, check on them, or not, or I just sit there all day and code, and they come and say if they need something, and like, give me toilet paper, or you have all that storage back there, and I give it to them. If they need me to send something or email something, so it's basically just overseeing just babysitting, not really babysitting, but just monitoring them and then doing a report. And the report takes 30 minutes. So I have all that time for it.
Nice.
So I watch video and I just, since I've gotten this job, that's why I'm increasing my knowledge.
Sweet.
That's the best. So yeah, because if it wasn't for that, just on Mondays I'll be sitting at home
Right.
playing with my kid, which that's even better, but you know, right now it's crunch time. I get paid to cook, pretty much. I'm paid to cook.
And
I
then
got water, but I left it.
Filled it up and left it.
Because I had to go to the bathroom.
No
So I
worries.
left it up.
All right, 4 minutes. At 8 o'clock, we'll solve this one and then we'll move on to to-do app. So we have the last hour for the to-do app.
Before we solve this one, can
Yeah.
we do an example of a fetch API or whatever we're guessing a fetch is what we need to do?
Fetch URL. So you have two ways to do this, right? You can put it in an async function and then do const result equals await like that, or you can do fetch dot fetch URL dot then result dot then right? So either that way, right here, or you do something like const get data equals async const result equals fetch or await fetch URL const data equals result dot JSON console dot log data. Okay, if I look at my console, I'm getting all of the datas. Yeah.
Don't touch the code below.
Don't touch the code below.
Don't touch the code below.
Don't touch the code below. Don't touch the code below. Also, you wouldn't just put it in line like this. There's a hint in the instructions on what you would do.
Fight off a sickness.
Did you have some of the hummus?
No, I
It's
just
the
choked
hummus.
on my spit and I was walking
Oh, okay.
and I
It's hard to.
changed it.
It's hard to swallow, spit, and walk at the same time. It's true.
Multitasking is.
I totally understand. It is.
The burn up in your nose when you did it.
You
You get that like burny, like you drowned on it.
Throat
I
area.
had my spit and it didn't go.
You did go on nice and.
Went down the wrong tube and then I was coughing and I'm still coughing.
So you
I've had that
breathed,
happen.
you breathed in your spit instead of swallowing it.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
She drowned herself.
What happens if I go?
She drowned herself.
Went down the no-no tube.
No, no.
You.
I'm gonna use that one.
Probably shouldn't.
Yeah.
That's no. I got a 1-year-old at home, man. I got a 1-year-old at home. I can use I can use that. Okay.
Again, maybe you shouldn't.
Probably shouldn't.
No. Oh, I can.
So
See, I'm
you're
too.
like, look, I can touch my no-no tube.
I'm too innocent, guys. I'm sorry. I don't. My mind doesn't work.
It's because your fallopian tubes are tight.
I'm so full of things.
You're like my angelic self. Never.
Yeah, I'm such an angel. Honestly. I just don't touch the devil. I'm an angel. Anything they come. That's the problem. Yeah, I was listening to it. I was watching a little clip from WWE or something with The Rock, and it was Ronda Rousey, and he you know, he told this one woman, Ronda Rousey's gonna reach down your throat and pull out your fallopian tubes, and I started laughing. Of course, I was like, oh, come on. Everybody's got a joke about fallopian tubes.
I just watched.
Down her throat. It would reach up her nose to get her fallopian tube. Doesn't even make sense.
Somebody was trash talking Ronda Rousey,
Mhm.
and it was the one where she totally just annihilated her. I just watched that video.
Yeah, I wasn't a big fan of her. But, you know,
WWE.
I still miss her. I miss her. I just wasn't a big fan
And then
of her.
Ah.
I like her attitude.
Hmm. Okay, it's 8:02. You guys got it?
I'm ready to try.
Okay. Alright, so what we're going to do is up at the top, we're going to add a new hook, use effect, right?
Use it,
I'm going to comment these out. I'm going to do use effect, which gets a function and an array, right? So in the function, I'm just going to move this one down. Okay, and instead of console log data, I'm going to do set user data and done. Refresh. Okay, that makes sense?
Yes. That's very cool.
So
Doesn't mean anything.
you can also do async inside of a use effect, but you can't make this function async. So you have to make like an internal function and then call that function, or do it where it calls itself. So sometimes promises are a little bit easier with the .then syntax inside of a use effect. But if you really want to use an async, it can be done. You just have to do it like so I could have like this get data, and then this would be set user data, and then I would call get data. Get data. Like that. So I could do it that way, or I could have this be anonymous, and then if you wrap it in parentheses and then call it at the end of itself, then it's a self-invoking function, and that would work too.
Alright.
So
Goody goody.
it's just extra work to make an async function work in use effect, so sometimes just doing this is easier. It's up to you. Cool. That's the end of the challenges.
Woo! We did it.
We can add more laters. So, we can do mores. But let's shift gears and open up your to-do apps.
Okay.
Why does stage just not like load?
Stage?
Stage 3 talent, bright space.
I don't know.
Stage 3 talent, that's bright space.
Doesn't load?
No, I just don't get any more content.
It's weird.
So then I have to like sometimes quit like math.
All the time?
This is not an all the time thing, but it's like at least 10 times this has happened.
So where's everybody at on the to-do app?
Myself, I'm working on my edit.
Okay.
I think I'm.
So you can add. Y'all can add a to-do, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Can you delete a to-do? Okay. You can't. And everybody's working on edits still too.
I'm working on it.
That edits work.
Like I said, I just started on it today.
Can you add a to-do?
Yeah, I can.
Okay. So I'm going to start from scratch. This is a brand new app, right? And go through and add a to-do. Okay?
Okay.
Okay. So. Goodness. I'm going to add actually I'm going to add a form with an input. And then on submit, close, handle, add, to do. Add to do input. Does this look like what y'all have? Kind of. Okay. So first I'm going to add my state up here. Just going to be an empty array. To-dos, set to-dos. And then I'm going to add handle add to-do as a function. And I'm also going to add a const of add to do input equals use ref. Why did I add the new React? That's done.
Do that to me too.
I don't want to do that. Alright. So now when I run this, I can do event prevent default, and I'm just going to console.log add to do input.current.value. Okay, so if I said learn React add, then I get the learn React there. So I'm gonna say set to-dos, and I'm going to send it an array with all the to-dos that are currently there, and then I'm gonna add a new item here, name and completed false. Or I'm gonna say complete false. Okay. Was we added a, is it UUID? UID.
V4 is
Yeah, so we did like import v4 from UUID, right? V4 as UUID v4,
Yeah.
like that.
I also didn't use it.
You didn't use it? And then after that, we would do add to do input dot current dot value equals blank. Okay, so learn React and hit add, goes away, but our to-dos should now have that, right? Okay, so now I'm just gonna, for simplicity, I'll throw a UL in here. And to-dos.map. Okay, and then checked equals to dot complete. Okay, notice I get this error over here because I've told it that if it's complete, it needs to be checked, but I'm not giving it a function to update, so React's like, you're making this half controlled and half not. Okay? So then I can't actually do anything to this checkbox anymore. So I need to have an onChange function. Which will set up here, const handle toggle to do. And for now, we'll do that.
So then that function would be inside the JS?
It'd be in your to-do list.
Unless you import everything to do this?
What?
Unless you import everything to do this? Or it would, okay.
So here I can move it out of here. Let's do it that way. No, because it's gone now. All right, so I'm going to create a new file here. Touch source to-do list.js and source to-do.js. Okay, so I'm gonna open to-do list, and this one's gonna be export const to-do list equals so it's gonna take to-dos for sure, and then it's gonna do to-dos dot map, and this is gonna be a to-do. Let's see, this probably should be a UL. Okay, and then I'm also going to open up my to-do.js and export const to-do equals to-do, and for now it'll be an li. Okay, p equals to-do dot id, and then inside of it we'll just do to-do dot name. I'll fix that in a minute. To-do list is gonna use a to-do and pass it to-do equals to-do. Why is this man? There we go. Okay. And then we need to import to-do list here. Pass it to-dos equals to-dos. Okay. Does that make sense? Learn, React, add unique key. I thought I was already doing that. Oh. Key equals to-do dot id. And then that means I don't need this here anymore. Okay. So this is my to-do list, which is just a UL that's mapping over all of my to-dos and creating a to-do which passes that to-do. And then here's my to-do.js, which is just an li that shows the to-do.name. Okay? Got it? Good? Yes? No? Yes? Yes?
I think mine's just
It's just different.
different, pretty different.
Okay.
So it's just trying to track where they fit together.
Okay. So, now the reason the app has to hold all of the functions is because this form right here needs to be able to add to the to-dos, and then the to-do list needs to get all of the to-dos, right? So anything you do needs to happen in app.js as far as like manipulating the list, so that both of those components have access to the to-do list.
Your to-do list is outside of that makes sense.
Yes. Okay. So I'm gonna do two things. One, I'm gonna make it so you can toggle it completed, and two, so you can delete it. Okay? Yeah. Okay, cool. So, first toggle. So I'm gonna say const handle toggle equals, okay? So this function, I'm gonna need to know the ID of the to-do that needs to toggle. So I'm gonna accept an ID. And since we're toggling, what I'll do is I will go through the to-dos. So I'm gonna say set to-dos, and I'm gonna call that function, and I'm gonna get the to-dos back here. And I'm just gonna set it call it T instead of to-dos, so it doesn't conflict with the name at the top, right? Because I have to-dos here already defined. So, and I'm going to say T dot map. Okay, and I'm using map here because I want to change one of them, but not actually filter anything out or do anything. I want to be able to just change the one in place, but just return all the rest of them. Okay, so, and then I'm going to call this one item, maybe? To do item. We could even call this to-do list so that it's a little bit better than just T. Okay, so inside of here I'm going to say if to-do item dot ID is not equal to the ID, then return the to-do item. So I like to do it this way rather than having it equal the ID and then having like a huge block of what I need to do and then having else return to do item, because now anything that happens under this is an else and I don't have to put it in an else block, right? Because if it hits this, it's just going to return, it won't do anything else. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to, below here, this will be where I update my to-do item. Okay, so I'm going to say else return to-do item, and then I'm going to say complete is to-do item dot complete, but I'm going to change it, toggle it to the opposite. Okay, so that is my handle toggle function. Now my to-do needs to have an input in it, so a checkbox. Let's see, actually this and then this. Okay, so I'm going to put a checkbox right here. Okay, and its value is going to be to-do.complete, and its on change is going to equal handle, so we'll call handle toggle, and we're going to pass it to-do.id. Okay, now,
On change.
yes, right? I think it's on change. On, is it on something else?
I just wasn't sure if on click or something. do the same thing. I don't know. Checkbox isn't correct, I guess. That's it.
I'm gonna say on change for now. It might be something else actually, now that you've said that.
How do we check console log? Do we need console log to do or
What do you mean?
to check if this is working?
Well, first I need this function. So notice my app is broken because I don't have this function. So I want to accept that function in my props. Okay, so I have handle toggle. And then to get handle toggle here, it has to come down through every single component before I get here. So I got to go to to-do list, and I've also got to get handle toggle, and I need to pass it to the to-do. So handle toggle equals handle toggle. So this is called prop drilling, okay? Where your prop is going to be a function at the very top or a prop at the very top, and you're passing it all the way down to where it needs to be called. Okay? So then I would go up to app.js, and to-do list now needs to get handle toggle, which is also called handle toggle. Okay? So how do I know it's working? If I go back to to-do.js and I comment this out, and I try and change this, well, it works. Oh, that's because this should be checked. That was the one that I was missing. So notice now I get this error that says if you have a controlled input, but it doesn't have a change function. Okay, so I can't do anything with it. If I try and check it, it's broken. Now if I give this on change back and I refresh, I don't get that error anymore. Okay, and when I click it, it changes.
Honestly, being there.
I probably used to work in that place.
Okay. It works. What's your error? And the toggle is not a function. You're not passing it. See how it's underlined in yellow? It's not being used.
Do I have to use it here?
No, go down to wherever your JSX is. It needs to get passed to to-do list. And did you get it in to-do list and pass it to to-do?
I can't do this because I have so many.
Last time we checked Travis, I think we need a toggle.
Well, yeah, but I don't even have a box.
All you have to do is literally type equals checkbox.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So yeah, you just need to add that input that I have.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. I will.
What's that say?
Component is
Changing on a uncontrolled input to the control. This is likely caused by value changing from undefined to defined value. So go to go back to your app.js. Go to your add. So you call it completed, and I call it complete. So it just needs to be the same.
yeah.
No, go back to your app.js.
Oh,
Just
just
change
change this
this.
to complete.
Just change that one to complete. Refresh.
Cool.
So, yeah,
Look.
you've broken. What? Noise. Noise.
Yeah.
I'm not sure it's different.
What's happening?
I'm not sure if it's different, it's just not checked.
Okay, so let's look at app.js has the function, right? That we wrote, handle toggle.
No, I moved it to where it's in here, it's in to do.
So it should be, toggle to do should be inside of app.js. So anything that changes the to-do list is going to live in app.js. Meaning it's defined inside of the app.js, the app component, and then you have to pass it down to to-do list and to-do. Okay, so you cut that out of the to-do component and put it in the app component. One more. Go up to app.js, add it in here. Okay, and go down to your to-do list and pass it to the to-do list.
It's in
Wait, go back to app.js.
there. This one?
Yeah, it needs to be passed in. Yeah, so your to-do list won't ever have an on-click. So I don't know what your on-click is doing, but you won't ever need that. Because that would be, if you click anywhere, then it's gonna call that handle delete. So go to your to-do list now. And you should be getting handle, or toggle to do, and then you're passing it to do, then go to do. And then you're gonna, this toggle to do is gonna be one of the prompts that you're accepting.
The delete work. It made the delete work. It was the toggle the whole time.
Really?
Yes.
That sucks, that was also cool.
Okay. So everybody got that? Sharice, was yours working?
Mhm.
Okay. Travis?
I'm good, I'm good.
Okay. Okay. So next we're going to add a delete to each to do, right? So in the to do JS, I'm going to add a button that says delete. Okay. It's going to be super gross looking. Actually, I want to find Unicode trash can. Can I do this?
So is this where it would be if you do a full clear?
No, this would just be deleting this single.
Individual ones?
Yep.
Otherwise it would be in.
Okay, so onClick is going to be a function that calls handle delete, and it's going to pass it the to-do ID. Now this handle delete is going to be one that I accept as a prop. Okay, and I need to go all the way up and create that function now, right? So in order to get that, to-do list has to get it. Delete, and it needs to pass it to the to-do, right? So we're drilling handle delete down. Now we're going to create it here. Const handle delete equals function console.log ID. We're going to accept an ID here. And then to-do list needs handle delete. And it's handle delete. Okay, so now if I go in here and I click this button, I should get the ID, right? So your delete function is going to just be a filter, right? Because you're filtering out whichever one you're trying to get rid of. So if I add a whole bunch of other to-dos here, right? Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to say set to-dos. And then I'm going to get my to-do list back from this. And I'm going to say to-do list dot filter. And then that's going to give me a to-do. And I'm going to say to-do dot ID is not equal to ID. So if it's not equal to ID, it's going to return a true, which will keep it in the list. Otherwise, it's going to return a false, which will remove it from the list. Right? And that's all I have to do for handle delete. So now if I click the trash can, it will get rid of whichever one I trash canned. Right? Everybody good on those ones?
Yeah, that's exactly what I had.
Okay.
Just remove to do
Okay. The other thing we can do is we can add up here a button that is type equal to button, remove complete. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is on snacks.
There you go. I got rid of
Long time no see.
Thank you.
You're not gonna stay?
No, I gotta go home and put the kids to bed.
Yeah,
They're all
in
home
the
alone
dark.
and scared.
They're in the dark.
Yeah,
Good luck.
it's like it's dark at home, they're scared. Try to stay home.
Seesaw caramels, anyone? And
I'll do your grill.
and mangoes.
Oh, yeah. Can't go wrong with mango.
See, this is
Oh, look at this. Oh, they're wrapped, individually
Bring
wrapped.
reinforcements.
You know what these remind me of? These remind me of, remember those Royal ones? They had the little
Nice.
cream inside. Oh.
You guys want some snacks?
Yes.
Special delivery.
Nah, come on. Get a couple out of there. Here.
Oh no. What happened?
Yeah.
Only have sugar today.
Oh.
No, I'm not gonna stop now.
No, no more than here. Peanut butter is another level to buy it up.
Alright.
Peanut brittle.
Okay, so this handle clear button, we're just gonna call handle clear. This one doesn't need anything special. It's just gonna do set to-dos. It'll get the to-do list. It'll do another filter. And then this filter will say to-do dot complete. But it's gonna say not to do complete. Okay, so we're gonna clear them, or keep them if they're not completed, and remove them if they are. Okay? So we come here, mark off a couple of them, hit the clear, and it should remove the ones that were marked off.
I only have that. Is that okay?
You need to have the deletes on each of these two.
You need to have those too? Oh, crap.
Hey, your voice.
Alright.
What's like an emoji to use instead of the remove complete? That's,
Instead of clear complete,
yeah,
um,
bottom me out.
about there you go.
It's a good emoji. I have a gift today that I think you would have been proud of.
A gift?
It was just a casual one, but I was like, this is AJ style.
Yes. I like to speak in gifts. Is it salted caramel brownie really good?
It's so good. I haven't had it. I've just had the right.
But those other ones, the sea salt caramels,
Those are good as well.
Some packaging is definitely. Some things just look weird.
She's texted and said, I tested them all for poison, so you're good.
And that's why
Oh,
they're all.
whoever used that came from your house, where she had dipped into them.
Yeah. She just bought them. Yeah.
Fine, yeah.
Yeah. We needed groceries really, really badly.
Mm.
So she went to Target and Costco. And she also filled up my truck with gas.
Oh, she's awesome.
Yeah.
All right. One more thing, right?
so funny how fast this is going with you sitting here and like just the amount of time that collectively we all put into this.
Yeah, hilarious.
Hilarious.
I laugh about it all the time.
Me too.
I do something about it all the time and it's not laughing.
Yeah, you TikTok about it.
It's like, oh my
Express
God.
myself in TikTok.
You'll have to find happiness somehow.
It'd also be kind of fun to sort by completed. Right? So A, B. I think that will work. Emergency. Yeah. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So that way when you have a giant list of oh, it wouldn't work when you add though. Because once you add, you're going to add underneath the completed ones. But what I'm doing is when I complete one, it puts it at the bottom of the list.
But that's
Instead,
good.
probably sort just like by numerical order. Because when I put them in, it puts it at the top. Chronological order is what I mean. So
Puts it at the bottom right
lower
now.
ID you want higher, or higher.
Depends on how you're doing ARDs. If you're using UUID v4, then
No, I'm not. I'm doing my IDs. As you do, prevent default. Const name equals input ref dot current dot value. Const ID equals math max. Dot to do's, where is that? What's the word for like the dot? Sort of
Spread.
right?
spread, yeah.
So spread to do's dot math to do to do dot ID plus 1.
Oh, okay.
So the new ID is just
Yeah, you can just
another one.
ID.
What's Carlos are taking? No more.
Am I doing this in the same spot though? Sort by ID under handle top?
Hmm?
I wouldn't do it in the same spot.
So you want it so that when you add a new one, it puts it at the top?
No. I'm adding new ones at the moment.
Okay.
Oh, it is doing
It should already do that, yeah.
that. I don't know why. I thought it wasn't.
When you do your handle delete, you put the trash cans on the input.
Yeah.
It's on the to-do list. Yeah.
What is it?
So I have that handle delete function that I've just added, because I just had the handle clear.
Uh-huh.
So where else am I inputting this to get the
So you're gonna send the handle delete there,
in the to-do list?
and then in to-do list, and then to do, and then put a button in there that calls handle delete and passes it to do ID. And then I just put a trash can as the text. You can have it do whatever.
So I'm having a new problem, unrelated. On the edit function,
Uh-huh.
when I go to edit the like text,
Mm-hmm.
like it'll switch between the input and the H2, but any text that I add yields an error saying set name is not found. I gotta figure that out now.
Sounds like you don't have a function called set name.
Sounds like it.
But you may be calling a function called set name.
What?
But you may be calling a function called set name.
Yeah.
Those are vegan?
Nope.
Oh.
That's terrible.
They almost go bad.
Yeah, but that's like,
They don't taste like fish though.
Nope.
I was kind of excited about it. I was like, ooh.
The fish?
No, but they were vegan.
Oh, no. And I knew that one contains wheat, eggs, soy milk.
Soy milk or soy and
Animal milk. The coaches do soy milk. They choose not to.
And but what about the eggs?
You can usually use like sweeter, riper bananas.
Use what?
Sweeter, riper bananas. Like baking.
Yeah, you can just do that.
Yeah, like
That's, I've been doing that.
the texture replaces it pretty well.
Yeah, you can make like any cake vegan
Yeah.
by doing that.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, most of them, yeah.
Yep.
I've done that trick. Oh, I did that to their first pop.
Yeah.
All right. So,
I don't know how much that
do you want me to do edit,
means.
or do you want to save edit for yourselves?
Well, I've had to edit for myself for a while, so.
Okay.
Ready for divorce?
So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this inside of a div. Okay. Actually, I don't want it in a div because I don't want it to break like that. So we put it in a span. And on the span, I'm going to do an on-click. And I'm going to say set edit to true. Okay, so up here, I'm going to change this so that it has to do a return. I'm going to say const edit set edit equals use state false.
This is supposed to be into Vue.js?
It can be right into Vue.js, or it can be in its own. No, so the edit, this part would be in To-Do.js, not in app. Okay, because this is just specific to whether or not you're going to see the name or the input. Okay, so I'm going to say if it's edit, then we're going to show an input, else we're going to show this span. Okay, so input's going to go right here. And I'm going to say value equals to-do dot name on change equals handle update. Add a new function up here called handle update. And I'm gonna create a function here that's const handle update. And I'm going to rename this one here to handle edit. Nope, I like this handle edit here instead. Okay, so I'm gonna change this one to handle edit. Okay, so now what I'll do is on change, this is going to give me a new name, right? Does this make sense so far? So let's go through what I've done so far. First, I created this state so that if you click on the span, I can set edit to true or false, right? So it's going to set it to true. So if I go click on one of these, it should turn it into an input. Okay. I'm going to add autofocus so that when you click on it, it also puts the cursor inside of it. Okay. So handle edit's gonna, every time that you type in here is gonna change this. And what it's gonna do is it's going to call handle update. And it's gonna pass to-do.id so that we know which to-do to change. And then it's gonna pass event.target.value. Okay.
You just did handle update, right?
Handle
What was
update.
that for?
Yeah, I just barely got that one.
This is where I'm getting super confused, the handle edit and I had,
You could do this right in line if you wanted to. You could just do right here and then say event and say handle update or handle update right there and say to-do.id and event.target.value. But it's a lot to put in line here. So sometimes I'll break that out into its own function. It doesn't really matter how you do it. You just do it that way. Right? I don't like that it keeps taking all my white space out. So you could do it right in line like that. But handle update we haven't created yet. We need to send it an ID and we need to send it the new value. Okay? So let's go to to-do list now.
so,
Happened really fast.
yeah.
What?
Sorry, that last part happened very quickly and I missed it.
Yeah, this is the whole part of it.
Okay, so all it is in my input on my on change, I change it so it's inline instead of having that function up top.
I'm getting an error on the new states. Oh, I'm not importing new states.
So while we're here, one more thing we want to add is on blur, which is just going to set edit to false. So that if you leave the input, it stops editing it.
Nope, nope, nope. That's not what you're supposed to do for me.
Okay, handle update's not going to work right now because we haven't created it. So everybody got this? Yeah? Okay, so then go to to-do list, add handle update, and pass it down to your to-do item. Okay, once you have that, go up to app.js. We're gonna create a new function called handle update. It's gonna accept an ID and a name. Console.log ID name. Okay, and then we also need to pass that function to our handle to do, or our to do list here. Okay, so once I start typing, you'll see I get all these console logs. Okay. But I'm not actually changing anything, so it's not letting me type in here. It's just console logging the name plus that extra letter that I was typing. Okay. So what we want to do is, it's almost the same as this handle toggle. Okay, so we're going to say set to-dos. We're going to get our to-do list here. We're going to to-do list dot map. Okay, and we're going to get our to-do item here. And we're going to do an if statement. So same thing as this if statement. If it's not, to-do ID is not equal to the ID that's been passed, then return the to-do item. Else we want to return the to-do item, but we want the name to be the name. Okay, and we can do this just by saying name, because there's our name if we named this the same. So we don't have to do name colon name. Okay, so save it. Then when you click, you should be able to say learn React, and now it's updating. Eat caramel. Eat brownie brittle. Bring better snacks.
Quit complaining.
Stop complaining. Delete. Eat mangoes. Drink soda.
Check something.
Drive home. What?
You gotta check something so you finish.
Yes, I ate some of that. I ate some of that. I did that one.
I am not using
I deleted stop complaining just to make sure delete still worked.
this. Yep. Stop using that because you put it in there. So, into this now. Into this now. Well, I just kind of like basically from that bracket all the way to the. I don't know why yours is being ugly right now. So I'm having an issue on editing.
Mm-hmm.
When I edit it, it won't do anything, sorry, until I click out. If I hit enter, it doesn't accept it. How do I tell it to accept this?
It's already accepted. It's editing it in place.
So I have to basically tell it to switch when I hit enter.
So we're telling it to switch when we blur. That's where we set edit to false.
Yeah.
If you want it to go on enter,
Yeah. So like on submit.
you do like on key down. And then you'd need to make a function here that looks at the event, and does event.key. So you'd have an if statement that's event.key. Let's see. I think it would be just enter. So let's see, if I go to to-do.js, I would probably pull this out into its own function. But handle enter equals, so if event.key is not equal to enter, return. Also console.log event.key, just to make sure. I'm pretty sure. Oh, let's see. So we need to do on key down equals handle enter key. Yeah, so it's enter. Okay, so if it's not enter, then just return. Otherwise, we're going to say set edit false. Okay, so the other thing you can do is, because we have it on blur, if you hit escape, it'll also end. And that just comes for free because we're doing it on blur. Escape key automatically blurs it. So we're kind of fake editing because there's no way to actually unedit it. As anytime you start typing, you've immediately started editing it. If you didn't want to do that, then you would have to hold on to the original value somehow. And then if you hit like escape, then it would take back your original value. You could use a ref to do that, probably.
Thank you, Denise, for the snacks.
Thanks, Denise, for the snacks. And for testing them to make sure they're not poisonous.
Yeah. Which also you could have just poisoned.
Good call. We might all die on the way home.
Possibility. But what does she gain from that?
Absolutely nothing.
Life insurance on me.
Yeah. And then just a sick little twisted fun secret? On all of it?
I guess. The rest of you are just collateral damage.
Yeah. It was the only way I knew he would trust to eat it too.
What you eat?
This, yes. You're looking for a handle update?
There's something wrong with my handle delete.
This one?
I don't think it's the got to do with how I'm calling it or where I'm calling it.
Get your own mangoes, bro.
These are my mangoes.
It says you provided a check stop to a form field without an on change. Here?
Yes.
So without an on change, what would my on change have to be?
That should have been the toggle.
Oh. Yeah?
Needs to be an anonymous function that calls it, and then it calls handle toggle and passes it the ID. To do that ID,
I'll do it here too, or?
don't do anything there.
It's not a function at on click. But I imported it.
Okay. Thank you.
What does an error mean when it says handle delete is not a function at on click?
Okay, so,
Thanks, Travis.
That's all, man.
you have that right, but you're probably not passing it correctly. So you have it there, but in to-do list, go to to-do list. You're not passing handle
You
delete.
okay to read that?
Oh,
And so it's assuming that it's getting the function, but it's not getting the function, so it's trying to call a function that doesn't exist.
delete that.
Coach, are we done? We done, coach?
Correct.
You are the coach.
Is it giving you, no errors? Okay, so what's your handle delete function look like?
Remember that?
Passing it to do that ID, yeah, that's right, so go to your app.js.
I have that vision in my hand
Handle
forever.
delete,
Have you
pass handle delete,
plug it in?
go up to where you're defining
You know,
handle
like
delete.
set anything to that. Like set edit or
Set
set.
to do's, to-do list, dot filter, to-do, dot ID. So check out that knot right there.
Handle edit.
Class is very tiring today and
Where's
very
handle edit?
worn out now.
Thank you.
I'm done today. My brain cannot do anymore, I'm done. I'm done, I'm done for the day.
Okay, so I did record today.
You
so
did?
You can go back and watch.
I didn't know you recorded, I was freaking out.
I streamed it,
Oh, thanks, man. Thanks
so,
for caring about me.
Okay.
so I recorded all
Oh,
the
that's all.
exercises we
that
did too.
just took a load off my shoulder, thanks.
So,
Freaking out.
yeah, if you need to go back and watch it, you can, and then, that should set you up to be able to start using the API.
Educational value only.
Yeah.
The other thing you could do is look at how you would store the to-dos in local storage,
Okay.
so that you can keep your to-dos